Hi guys, and welcome to the strength training breakdown. So in this video, we're going to discuss strength training, the benefits, how to progress, and what you should and shouldn't be doing with your strength training. Now, all of you know weight training is so beneficial. It's massively beneficial for increasing your muscle, increasing your joints and your bone density, and therefore reducing your chance of osteoporosis and osteoarthritis. If you want to be getting into the best shape of your life, dropping body fat and building muscle, and getting into that lean body physique, you need to be doing strength training. Now, here's the things to understand. Understanding strength training. What actually is it and why are we doing it? So, number one is it builds muscle mass. Increasing lean muscle mass and therefore improves your body composition. We all know if we weigh 80 kilos, that could be more body fat than muscle. But what we want to look lean and to get into our best shape is to have more muscle than body fat. And by having this, it enhances our metabolism. Enhancing our metabolism, the more muscle we have, effectively, the more muscle we have, the more calories we burn, and therefore weight loss becomes a hell of a lot easier. Number two is it strengthens bones, and therefore it reduces the risk of osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, and in the long run, as you get older, as you get over 50, as you get into your 60s, as you get into your 70s, etc., you're going to be a lot more active and you're going to have a lot better of a life. And this is because it supports your joint health and it reduces the chance of injury, which is massive. Number three is it boosts your physical performance, enhances the strength, power, and it helps with daily activities. If you can run to the bottom of the garden with your grandkids, then perfect. If you can run after your kids, play football with your kids as you get older, then that's what you want to have. You want to have that good life balance. Number four, and the one that people forget, is it supports your mental health, reduces the chance of stress, anxiety, and depression, and therefore it makes you feel better and more productive. Your confidence goes up and the self-esteem for achievement. And this is massive. It stops you from getting into those ruts, feeling depressed, feeling stressed, feeling anxious. And instead you start to feel confident, outgoing. You aren't nervous. You feel more happy. You become more productive at work. You become more productive at home. You're better to be around. And all of this can come from strength training. And last but not least, it promotes the long-term health. And this is really why you're doing this. You may be doing this to get into great shape, but by getting into great shape, you're promoting long-term health. This isn't a short-term fix. You might have struggled with your weight for 10, 15, 20 years. And we're looking to make the next 10, 15, 20, 25 years the best years of your life from a physical point and also a mental point. You're lowering the risk of chronic diseases such as diabetes, heart disease. And by doing this, you're ultimately going to improve your life as you get older. You're going to improve how you feel mentally and physically. And you're also going to improve silly things like posture, balance, mobility. You're going to be able to run. You're going to be able to jump. You're going to be able to do all these different things that you might have not done for the last 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years. And you're going to hopefully be able to do this in the long term. Instead of being like, I can't do this because of my weight, because I'm struggling with this, or my knees, or my ankles, or my hips, you can go and just do it and not think about it. And to me, that really improves your long-term health. And it also makes you feel a lot better. So this moves me on. What are the major muscle groups in strength training? You may have seen splits, push, pull, legs, upper, lower core, back and biceps, triceps and chest, all these different things. And you're thinking, what even is this? So here's a breakdown and keeping it very simple. The upper body is your chest, also known as your pectorals. There are three muscles in here, but we're looking just as the chest as a whole. We've got your back, your lats, your traps, your rhomboids, effectively, but we call it the back, and we keep it very simple again. Shoulders, also known as your deltoids, and your arms, your biceps and your triceps. And this makes up your upper body. Your lower body are things like glutes, quads, hamstrings, calves. And this is also just known as your legs and your glutes, and this makes up your lower body, keeping it very, very straightforward here, guys. And your core, your abs, and your lower back. These work as pairs. And it's important to note these three things because we want to be training all of them. We don't want to be neglecting one thing. And therefore, we start to see body dysmorphia. We want to be seeing that we're training upper, we're training lower, we're training core. This will give you that lean body that all of you guys want. Okay, moving on. Tools and techniques for strength training. We're going to be looking at 3 types of training within this first 12 weeks. Body weight training, and with this, you need no equipment. You don't need weights, you don't need dumbbells. And if you're just starting out your strength training journey, this can be a great way to start. You don't need anything. You can keep it very straightforward. You can get the technique and the form very, very simply. And then we come on to free weight training. Dumbbells, barbells, and kettlebells. Dumbbells, I'm sure we've all seen it, the bicep curls, single arms, and stuff like that. They're great for isolation movements. Things like bicep curls, shoulder press, lateral raises, chest press, and barbells. These are great for your heavier lifts, your deadlifts, your squats, maybe some lunges, and overhead press, and they're for your heavier weights. We've also got kettlebells. They're another form of free weight, and they're a little bit similar to a dumbbell. And you can do a lot of movements with these, sometimes a lot more functional. And these are something we'll start looking at on maybe week 3, 4 of the program, or if you've got that strength training experience, we may start with this. And we've also got weight machines, cables, fixed resistance machines, leg presses, leg extensions, hamstring curls, etc. And these are great for isolating those muscles, just like a dumbbell would, but on a lot more of a safer fixed resistance where the movement is smooth and you can't go wrong with the movement. With a dumbbell, you can drop a dumbbell, your form can drop. With a cable machine, that's a lot less likely. Okay, so we move on to safe and effective training. We've all seen it. We've seen the guy in January or the girl in January who's doing strength training and they're dropping the weight here. They're doing this. Their form's going here and there and everywhere. So number one of safe and effective training is warming up and cooling down. And this is something a lot of people neglect. And this is something we really want to be focusing on. Warming up the body, you're going from doing nothing to doing something high intense. Make sure within 5 to 10 minutes of warm up, whether that's on a treadmill, whether that's on a bike, whether that's on a cross train or a rower, whatever that is, make sure you're doing a little warm up. And maybe some dynamic stretches, some arm circles, make sure you're nice and warm. I also recommend maybe doing a warm up set. If you're doing a bench press, a warm up set on a light weight, just to get the movement and get that muscle group working is always great. And finishing off with stretching and static stretching at the end. There's no point doing dynamic stretches like you would at the start of a warm up. Instead, we want to be doing static stretches where we hold the movement, hold the muscle in a fixed position, and stretch it. We then come on to progressive overload. You see it all the time. Someone goes from 5 kilos to 20 kilos like that. And all of a sudden the form drops, the technique drops. And it's great that they're progressing, but we need to be doing this gradually over time, increasing weight and reps or intensity over time. Now, if you can't up the weight, you should be increasing the reps or increasing the intensity. You shouldn't just be trying to lift the weight just because your ego wants to lift that weight or someone next to you is lifting that weight. Challenge your muscles to grow and adapt, but do it in a safe manner. Always keep your form and your technique. That is what will help you grow. And this brings me on to the next point. Focus on your form. Prioritize correct form over lifting heavier weights. We've all seen the gym ego lifter. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that person losing their form just to lift the weight. Lower the weight, keep the form good, and you'll see your strength increase over time, and a lot quicker than you would if you were just swinging your bicep curls or not getting your squat depth. Use controlled movements and avoid jerky motions. Stop pulling down really quickly. Slow, controlled reps are the best reps, and they're the best reps to get you results and to grow your muscles. And last one, not least, rest and recovery. You should be giving your muscles, if you train arms on a Monday, 48 hours to recover between the workouts for the same muscle groups. This is the time your muscles grow. Your muscles do not grow during a training session. They grow after a training session for up to 48 hours. And this also is something important. Ensure sleep and hydration is brilliant and is on top notch for optimal recovery. You aren't going to recover if you're not getting enough sleep and you're not hydrating yourself. And this just brings me on to the last little bit. And I say this every time. It will be hard. And at times on this journey, you're going to find things tricky. You're going to find gym sessions hard. You're not going to want to go to the gym. You're going to have days where you just can't be asked. And during these times, I want you to think back to why you started the journey, why you felt, how you felt, what you felt, and think about the end goal and how you will feel. For you to get those goals and to build the muscle mass, you need to be consistent and be disciplined. And those days where you can't be asked, reach out to the community, reach out to me, ask the questions, share how you're feeling. Say you can't be asked. And I'm sure, and I know I would say this to you, sometimes it's just about getting those things done and being disciplined with it. And realize you're not alone on this journey. Realize that we've all got your backs on this and we all want you to succeed. And sometimes you just need to kick up the arse from someone who's done the thing. There are plenty of days I can't be asked to train. Sometimes you just have to get it done. So make sure you're reaching out to the community, asking the questions, sharing how you feel, being vulnerable, and you will grow as a person and grow physically and mentally. You've got this, guys.